crazy live stream. We're going to wait for some people to get in here, but of course, we're going to be talking about how the House of Democrats, the House of Representatives, the Democrats in the House of Representatives just released the quote-unquote birthday letter, even though, many people online are debunking this and saying that this is digitally created. And also, why didn't the Wall Street Journal release this, birthday letter that they said that they had? But I guess it's all going to come out eventually because the Epstein files came out, and now they're trying to lead more and more propaganda against Mr. Donald J. Trump. But we are going to see what's going to happen here. We are going to see. So it's going to be very interesting to watch and talk about and discuss. But let's get some people in here. Let me know who's in here right now. Smash that like button. I'm just going to take a little bit of my juice. Hello, Gear Jammer. Did you see what happened? We're going to be talking about that, House of Representatives situation that's going on where the Democrat House Representatives, released that birthday letter. Hey, Josh, welcome in. Have you guys seen that birthday letter that they released? The birthday letter, the digitally created bull crap that they created? That signature does not look real. It looks digitally created. Not to mention, if they actually had all that information, if they actually had the birthday letter, why didn't they release it 2 months ago? Hello, Ozzy. That birthday letter is sus. I can't believe that for a second that is real. You really expect me to believe that birthday letter is real? They corrupt everything that they touch. Absolutely. But we're going to be debunking it. We're going to be talking about it. If you haven't seen the birthday letter, here, I'll show you on screen. This is all. You can't really see the full thing, but this is the supposed image that Donald J. Trump drew, and that's his supposed signature. Tell me this doesn't look like it was, 100% digitally created in Photoshop, slapped on his signature. But I'll show you guys the full thing here on my computer screen. I bet AutoPen signed it too. It is absolutely ridiculous. As soon as the files come out, the Democrats are trying to say, no, there's still more. And, they got this supposed birthday letter that now they want to release. But here you go. Here's another look at it. I mean, first off, that's not even written by anyone. It's literally text. It's literally like some font. Like someone's birthday letter doesn't look like it was made by a computer in Photoshop. Poorly done. But let's look it up. Birthday letter Trump. Let's see if we can get a better look at this birthday letter that they released. They think people are dumb and they're going to fall for it. That's the messed up thing. Signature doesn't even match his signature. Exactly. Here's the alleged birthday letter. Here's a close-up on it, guys. Here's a close-up on it. First off, what the hell does this even mean? What the hell does this even mean, guys? Like that, this whole thing was computer generated. Sorry, my computer screen is very dirty. I know I need to clean it. Don't yell at me to clean it. But there we go. That's the birthday letter. That is not someone's handwritten text. That is, that's a font from computer text. That doesn't even look like Trump's signature. It just makes no sense to me. They'll fall for anything, these Democrats, and they know it. That's why they're creating these psyops. This has just confirmed it in my head even more than ever that Donald J. Trump is innocent and that they're trying to set him up and frame him once again. They've tried to frame him like 10 times already. I had my seeking suspicion that this was another setup, but at first I'm thinking, okay, maybe just wrong place, wrong time. Nope. It turns out that they're actually trying to set up Donald J. Trump. That's this whole entire thing was them trying to set him up. Trump was an FBI agent that worked for the FBI to try to he was an undercover FBI informant to try to put Epstein in prison. He was an undercover FBI informant that tried to put Epstein in prison, and now the Democrats are trying to set it up and make it look like he was all a part of it. They gotta release the real information. This fake bullcrap is not gonna cut it. 100% fake crap. 100% fake crap. Trump was an undercover FBI informant working with the FBI. Epstein's victim's lawyer said this. We have multiple people in the government that have confirmed this. If you're gullible, then you're believing this crap right here. This is not a real birthday letter. This was 100% digitally created. None of this is handwritten. None of it. None of it. None of it is handwritten, guys. It is ridiculous. It was not real, guys. It's 100% fake. It is not handwritten. If you believe this stuff, you are a gullible Democrat. Don't let the elite trick you into try to frame Donald Trump for a crime he did not commit. Trump is a great man. He's innocent. This supposed birthday letter is fake. It is fake. The Democrats ran this scandal to try to, get Trump bad publicity. This is 100% fake, guys. Because there is nothing, there's nothing illegal or criminal about this letter. There's no reason for Donald J. Trump to lie about this letter. But there is a reason for the Democrats to release this. I have a Donald J. Trump signature. I'm going to compare it thoroughly. You have a hat signed by Trump, don't you, Josh? Trump is an amazing man. Double tap the screen, hit the like and subscribe button. It looks nothing like Trump's signature. It was not confirmed. Do not spread misinformation. This is not Trump's signature. This is a digitally created image. Digitally created birthday card. Nothing about this was created by hand. Nothing about this. Nothing about this. Literally nothing about this. First off, why does it say voiceover at the top? Second off, why does it look like all the font and text was a digital font? Hell yeah, Josh. That's amazing, brother. That's amazing. If anyone has any comments, questions, anything they want to talk about, drop some super chats. But this is a hoax. This letter is like Russia. You have to be a special kind of libtard to believe that this is a real birthday letter handwritten by Donald Trump. You have to be a special kind of libtard to believe in that. Jesus Christ. Like, this doesn't even look like it was real or handwritten or anything. Donald J. Trump is innocent, guys. At first, I was wondering about it. I was doing my research. Maybe he did make a birthday card, but there's nothing criminal about this birthday card. But then I realized that this entire birthday card was digitally created. It was also created by the House of Representatives, the Democrats, and they pushed this out to, make conspiracies about Donald J. Trump's involvement with Epstein. Now that the list has released, they can't, push anything more else on Trump. They just have to show this bullcrap letter, and say, look, Trump. First off, nothing's criminal about this letter. Nothing is criminal about this letter. No crimes have been committed with this letter. And second off, it's fake. It's digitally created. It's 110% fake. That's not Trump's signature. Trump's White House staff has already came out and said, this is fake. This is digitally created. It's fake, guys. It's fake. There's not much more to say. I'm sorry they got you psyoped believing that this digitally created letter that I could create in Photoshop in 5 minutes is real. It's real. All the Democrats will believe anything they say. That's exactly why they are psyoping them. That's exactly why they're going to say, look at this letter. if it was a real letter, they should have released it months ago. They shouldn't have waited 2 months to make this letter. It is ridiculous. It's a fake letter. They're convincing you guys of horse shit. All they had to do is do one play on MSNBC telling you guys it's real and you're going to believe it. That's how simple it is to trick the Democrats. Just say it one time on MSNBC and boom, they're going to believe it. It came from the House of Representatives, the Democrats in the House of Representatives. There's nothing. Electronic letters are stamped all the time? Yeah, when? In the 1990s? Or whenever this was supposedly came out? I don't think so for a second. Before the iPhone was even invented? You expect me to believe that? No, this was electronically made by the Democrats. That's what it was made by, electronically. Not electronically stamped, quote unquote, electronically stamped. No, bullcrap. Here, ready guys? Watch this video about MSNBC's conspiracy theory. Oh, the real letter, the real letter, the real letter. It's fake, Democrats. It's fake. I got bad news for all the Trump haters out there. It is fake. It is fake, guys. It's fake. What else do I have to say? Timestamps can be altered quite easily, and we haven't seen any evidence of any timestamps or anything of the such.
Previously, and continues to deny that.
Continues to deny it's fake.
House Oversight Committee and this image. And our point here is not to get.
Our point here isn't to get more views and money, but that's exactly what we're gonna do because that's all they want. They want views, money, and bad publicity for Donald J. Trump. It's fake, Cody. I 100% agree. It is fake. This shit does not even look real. I can make this in 5 minutes on Photoshop. If you really believe that, that is hilariously dumb. If you guys have any questions or comments or anything you want me to talk about, drop some super chats. Trump has lowered inflation, lowered egg prices, lowered prices of all groceries, lowered gas prices, and he's raised the stock market. The economy is doing fantastic. Donald Trump was an FBI informant to snitch and rat on Epstein. He got locked up 2 times because of Trump. Trump did not write him this letter. And if he did, he'd come out and say it. There's nothing criminal about this. Nothing criminal about this. Nothing. There is nothing criminal about this. See, when they find out Trump was an FBI informant, they say, snitch, snitch, snitch. It ain't snitching when it comes to women and children. You disgusting demon rats. LARPing demon rats. LARPing demon rats. Trump is innocent.
We begin with the House Oversight Committee and this image. And our point here
this fake image.
To get mired in what might be the slave.
Fake image.
But rather to leave this up for you to remember. If nothing else, Donald Trump and his allies repeatedly, publicly denied that what you see with your own eyes here exists. This was from the Epstein estate.
They think you're stupid. They say, look, you can see it with their own eyes. That must mean it's real. They think the Democrats are stupid, and I can't even blame them for thinking that. I can't even blame them for thinking that, because if they're believing this shit, maybe they ain't too smart.
It is allegedly from and signed by Donald Trump, dating back to 2003. The body content, the word many have used about it, the obvious representation of a woman here, the references to youth, young women, or even underage women are all contained here.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! I thought we were Democrats. You can't. You're telling me you're gendering someone? You misgendering an image that Trump made? Misgendering an image? Everyone, spam MAGA down below. If you have any questions, any comments, anything you want me to talk about, you want me to talk about how the Democrats let 475,000 children go missing in the open borders of Joe Biden. They don't care about the children. They don't care about the victims. All they care about is putting Donald J. Trump in prison. They don't care about the children. They don't care about the victims. All they care about is putting Donald J. Trump in prison. That's why the House of Representative Democrats never mentioned the 475,000 children that went missing under Joe Biden. That's why no Democrats ever mentioned the children gone missing under Joe Biden. None of them care! And it's disgusting that they hide behind this Epstein thing to act like they really care. No, they don't care. LARPing Democrats!
Released from the Epstein estate to Congress. The White House has previously and continues to deny that this is legitimate, that Donald Trump drew that, signed it, and sent it over to Epstein. So there you have the updated statement. Trump did not draw the picture, and he did not sign it. But this is under subpoena. Epstein is dead. The documents under control of the estate are overseen now by lawyers and other independent officials. So there's every incentive for them to basically comply with the subpoena, and almost no reason or conspiracy theory that could explain why they would risk, for example, breaking the law to concoct evidence to predate and bother.
I don't have a diaper. My name isn't Joe Biden. Why would I need to change it? You need to change your diaper. Listen, even if it was real, there's nothing criminal about this letter, Democrats. Nothing.
Trump. And remember, it's not just this evidence alone, although this is a big deal because it's the first time tonight we've ever had the underlying image of the material. But it dates back to reporting done by...
I like this comment. RNC has 80 million. DNC has 15 million. They are broke. They are broke. There's nothing criminal about this letter, but it's more than obvious to me that it is fake. Smash that like and subscribe button. How could you believe this fake letter is real? That is absolutely ridiculous to me. It's more than obvious that this letter is fake. Slow Biden. Slow Joe. The Democrats still not talking about the 476,000 children lost under Joe Biden's open borders. Oh, that's interesting, huh? That's interesting. They're still not talking about the 476,000 children lost under Joe Biden. They're still not talking about it.
Fox News sister outlet, the Murdoch-owned Wall Street Journal, which reported...
They don't care about the children.
Which drew a very strong rebuttal reaction and denial from Trump and his allies.
It's because it's a fake letter. This can be made on someone's laptop in 15 minutes.
I don't do drawings. I'm not a drawing person. I don't do drawings.
He's not an artsy guy.
I don't do drawings of women, that I can tell you. They say there's a drawing of a woman, and I don't do drawings of women.
President Trump has filed what he calls a powerhouse lawsuit over the Wall Street Journal's Jeffrey Epstein report.
Well, that includes alleged details of a bawdy birthday note sent to disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein.
I was a very successful business guy. He was a very controversial. Who would do a controversial drawing?
Who would do a controversial drawing? The denials, the speculation, the lawsuit, all of that in July when, as you might recall, this was a very hot issue. And maybe they just wanted to buy time, try to get out of the news cycle, try to intimidate or scare people with lawsuits. And we've seen some media companies settle lawsuits regardless of the facts just to get out from under the pressure from the Trump White House. What's different today, and I'm going to put it back up on the screen in a moment,
is that this was digitally created and 100% fake, Mr. MSNBC. The new CNN, the fake channel.
Element, this document, this birthday card, whatever you want to call it, that came from the Epstein estate, it is the evidence that undercuts everything claimed by Donald Trump. And while I can't tell you what's going to happen in the lawsuit,
this was either created by the House of Representatives, the Democrats in the House of Representatives, or it was put there by Joe Biden or the old ex-FBI director or someone in Obama's term. It's that simple. This is fake. This can be created on Photoshop in 15 damn minutes. Why would I cry? You're still stuck with President Donald J. Trump for, 3.5 more years, maybe 7.5 more years, probably 7.5 more years. Cry, cry, Democrats. The Democrats never cared about the children. Let me say it again. The Democrats never cared about the children. They didn't care when there was 300,000 missing children under Biden's border. And then they ran the numbers again. There is 320,000 children missing under Biden. Then the Health and Human Services ran the numbers recently again, and 476,000 missing children under Joe Biden's open border policy. This is all Kamala Harris, border czar's fault. This is all Joe Biden's fault. This is all border czar Harris's fault. Joe Biden was letting random people come to ICE detention centers and pick up children, and they went missing. They never were found again. And now the Diddycrats are trying to throw this on Trump and say Epstein, 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 Epstein. Fake birthday letter. This could be created in Photoshop in 15 damn minutes. Even if it was real, it's 100% fake. Even if it was real, there's nothing incriminating about this letter. There's nothing incriminating about this. Name something incriminating about this letter. Absolutely nothing is incriminating about this letter. Why don't the Democrats talk about all the children that go missing with their open border policies? Why don't the Democrats talk about the 14,000 children that the Trump administration found missing the other day that were being trafficked and abused and hurt? Why don't the Democrats talk about the children that were working at the MJ farm in California alongside PDF files? Why don't the Democrats ever talk about anything to do to help the children? Why are the Democrats trying to do sex change operations to 11 and 12-year-olds and remove their genitalia? Why do the Democrats do that? They're trying to remove that. They're trying to make them take hormones. Why are the Democrats harming the children at the same time they're screaming Epstein, Epstein, Epstein? Because they want Donald J. Trump locked up in prison. They don't give a damn about the children. They don't give a damn about anything. I'm just thanking God that we have President Trump for the next 3.5 years. Every day we celebrate, we wake up, Donald J. Trump is our president. It is amazing. Smash that like and subscribe button, guys. Double tap that screen. Let's get the 50 likes. But do the Democrats really care about the children, since they never talk about any of the missing children that Trump's administration is finding? Do they really care about the children when they want to, do abortions? Do they really care about the children when they want gender reassignment surgeries? Do they really care about the children when they don't want to put more armed guards and security inside schools? Do they really care about the children when everything they do goes against protecting children? No, they don't care. They just want Trump in prison. They don't care how he goes to prison. They don't care if he goes to jail for reckless driving. They don't care if he goes to jail for this or that. They don't care about the charges. I care about the children. I actively speak up against all this bullcrap that's going on in the country that's harming the children. I actively speak against all the propaganda that they're trying to push on the children. All the shit that they're trying to do to harm the children, I actively speak against it. The Democrats don't do that. Some of these kids are probably still in Bill Clinton's basement. That's 100% correct. They probably are, some of them. I would not be surprised. Bill was on that island. Epstein had a painted photo of Bill Clinton in his home. This is not a conspiracy. This is a fact. This is a conspiracy. This is fake. And even if it wasn't fake, there's no links to any criminality with this birthday card. So why would Trump lie about it? Why would they lie about this when there's nothing criminal about it in the first place? This is something that the Obama administration made, the Biden administration made, or the ex-FBI director, James Comey, that Donald J. Trump fired. It is that simple. It's not rocket science, guys. Once again, smash that like button. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. I don't know who created this. It could have been the House of Representatives, the Democrats that released this. It could have been anyone that could have put this in there. And, trying to set up Trump. At first, I just thought, okay, maybe wrong place, wrong time. Nope. They're fully trying to arrest Trump and set him up. He worked as an FBI informant to put away Epstein twice. He is the reason that Epstein went to jail in 2006. He was one of the only people willing to cooperate with the FBI against Epstein. And the Democrats are screaming, no, Trump this, Trump that. No, the real information needs to come out. The real information needs to come out, guys. I'm serious. The real information needs to come out. This is fake. Anyone with two eyes can see that this is fake. They know the Democrats will just see a quick glance over something, and if it's something bad about Trump, they're automatically going to assume it's real. It doesn't matter what it is. They're going to assume that it is real. It doesn't matter what it is. They are going to assume it's real. They could tell you that Trump flew to the moon and he did some messed up things with Epstein. You guys are going to say, really? They flew to the moon? I guess it must be true. MSNBC said it's true, so they must have done it. It's true. No, it's not true. Just because you hear it on MSNBC or CNN does not mean it is true. There's a lot of fake news out there. You got to fully educate yourself. Hell, you can't even get the truth on Google anymore. We need to start downloading different web browsers and whatnot because Google is even filled with more and more propaganda than ever. It's insanity. I normally say you can use Google for this or that, but this is complete insanity, guys. Complete insanity. They're trying to set Trump up. They know the Epstein files already came out. They already know that they can't do much to stop him. So they decided, okay, let's try to push more Epstein propaganda, more Epstein propaganda, more Epstein propaganda. That's all they're trying to do is push propaganda to make Trump look bad. It really doesn't matter at this point. He's not going to lose his presidency. He's in good health. He's going to stay alive and well. He's not going anywhere. You're going to have him as president for the next 3.5 years. And even if something did happen, even if he did get removed, even if he did get sick, you still have J.D. Vance. And the Democrats will hate J.D. Vance just as much. I'm happy to, know that even if something did happen to Trump, at least we got J.D. Vance. And the Democrats will still be screaming their lungs out one way or another. It's great. It's wonderful. It's perfect. The country is finally getting back on track, guys. The country is finally getting back on track. It's fantastic, guys. Inflation is lower. Gas is lower. Food prices are lower. It's amazing. It's fantastic, guys. It's fantastic. J.D. Vance would make a future good president, but hopefully Trump can run in 2028 as well. Hopefully. I think he will be able to. Over 1 million jobs gained since Trump came into office. It's fantastic. Over 1 million jobs gained. Even though he fired a bunch of useless federal workers, he still managed to grow the economy so much that Donald J. Trump gained us over 1 million jobs just in 9 months, guys. And 8 or 9 months. Like, how can he fire all these people that were useless federal workers? And still, even after firing 80,000 federal workers, he still manages to grow the economy so well. We got 1 million added jobs since he came into office. It's fantastic. Everyone's getting overtime with no tax on tips. They're getting wage increases. They're getting bonuses from their bosses. It is freaking fantastic, guys. Can you spam MAGA, MAGA, MAGA down below in the comments? Trump 2032. Am I right, guys? Come on. All we got to do is amend the Constitution. All we got to do is amend the Constitution and we can run Trump in 2032. It is fantastic. It is amazing. Our border is secure. Our egg prices are down. It is absolutely amazing, guys. Smash that like button. Let me know where you guys are coming from, and let me know down below. MAGA, MAGA, MAGA. Trump! Thank you, Intank. Thank you. Much appreciated. If you guys have any questions, comments, anything you want me to talk about, anything you want me to read out loud, drop some super chats. We're kicking all the illegal immigrants out. It's fantastic. It is fantastic. I love Trump. Hell yeah, brother. The majority of American voters love Donald J. Trump. If he ran for president today, he would win again. He would win again. There's no doubt in my mind that Trump would win the presidency again and again and again. The list has been released. So now that the Epstein list has released, all they can say is, oh, what about this? What about that? What about this birthday letter that's not even incriminating, that's fake, that we made on Photoshop in 15 minutes? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous crap that they're out here doing. Hell yeah. Love Trump, but we need a younger president in 2028. J.D. Vance would be a good one, but I would still like Trump in 2028. If it's possible, if he's still there mentally, if he can handle another term, I think we should run him another term. The list came out. I didn't see Trump's name on there, Melissa. Did you? Did any Democrats out there read the 30,000 files? Did any Democrats out there read the 30,000 files? I'm genuinely curious. They have Trump stakes? I don't know if you guys seen this, but this is fake. This is what you call a fake birthday letter. Fake. Fake. Maybe if they come out and say it was made. Maybe if they come out and say it was. Sorry, can you hear me, guys? I unmuted it. Last time I checked, they did not have, they weren't sending digital letters back then on Instagram to each other. So unless that was the case, then it's definitely fake. I've even heard people that don't like Trump, people that hate Trump. They don't hate Trump, but I've heard some people that hate Trump say that this letter is 100% fake. Even some people that are centralist around in the middle, even people like J.D. DeLay, he's not a huge Trump supporter, but he even said he thinks this is fake. And he said whoever made this is probably, a person that needs to get to the wood chipper. Wood chipper, hey! Yeah, I watched J.D. DeLay's whole video about this. Democrat AI bots in the chat. Must be, brother, because the majority of Americans voted for Donald J. Trump. That is a fact. The majority of American voters voted for Donald J. Trump. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Brass and Beards. The majority of American voters voted for Donald J. Trump. You're an incredibly obvious grifter. No, I'm just patriotic about my country. But you look like one of those people that would be upset that the Trump administration might take away gun rights for trans. That's what your profile picture tells me. I'm just passionate and patriotic towards my country. I am patriotic towards my country. Nope, I just love my country. I wish a lot of you guys were passionate and loved your country. Extremist? I'm not an extremist. Just because I love our country and I love our president, I'm an extremist. I pay my taxes, Robert, because I love my country. I got to see the letter here. No Dems here. See, the Democrats will say ad hominems to anyone they disagree with. That's unfortunate. When you're losing the argument, you can't debate with me. All the Dems do is scream and scream and cry and cry. Oh, they hope Trump goes away. Well, I got bad news for you. Trump is going to be fucking you in the ass for the next 3.5 years, Democrats. You might even learn to like it, Democrats. I do debate. Every single person that's debated me so far has lost. That is very, very sad. No Democrat that's actually intelligent out there that wants to debate. No lefty, no radical lefty that has the balls to debate that's even halfway intelligent. Osmond Gold is the GOAT. Nope, my political opinions are not for sale. Sorry, Zach. I do debate. You're just scared to debate with me. If you want to debate with me, join my Discord, link in the bio. Remember when Biden said he inherited 9% inflation and inflation was 1.4%? Trump is a racist. He indirectly unalived George Floyd. How did he do that? That is the craziest super chat I think I've ever gotten before. Straight up. How the hell did he do that? That is bullshit. That is straight up bullshit. How did he do that? And George Floyd died of fentanyl. He didn't even die from anyone harming him, so I don't know what you're crying about. Like, George Floyd did that to himself, so I don't even know what you mean. The reason he couldn't breathe is because he took too much fent. That was under Biden. Was it under Biden? Was that under Biden, George Floyd? I thought that was in 2020 when Trump was still president. This is a lot of the Diddycrats out there. They look just like this. This is the Democrats' leaders. These are the Democrats' leaders. These are the Democrats' leaders. These are the Democrats' leaders. Hello, fellow Democrat leaders. How are you doing? Democrat leaders. These are the fellow Democrat leaders, Democrats in the chats. These are your fellow Democrat leaders in your community. So please go talk with them, ask them how you can stop Trump and what you're going to do. I debated earlier. Who do you want me to debate, Mr. Nelson? The letter is fake, and even if it was real, what does it prove? If you want me to play a video Insomniac, I'm down to. Just drop a super chat. It would be kind of funny to show that. Remember when Dems changed out Biden because they thought he was going to lose and then suddenly didn't have a mental capacity and then thought Kamala would win? Yeah, I do remember that. The letter is fake, 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 fake. If you believe the letter is real, you are incredibly gullible. If you don't even question the letter's legitimacy, then you are incredibly gullible. Even I thought it might be real or fake at first, and then I'm like, okay, well, let me do some research. And this was created on a computer. Well, Trump will still be our president for the next 3.5 years. No one is going to lecture me about letters after the laptop denial. Damn right. William, I got bad news for you. You will still have Trump for the next 3.5 years. 3.5 years. 3.5 years of liberal tears. I guess I don't have to go to the store anymore to buy water. I can just go on my live streams and let the liberal tears soak down from my phone and collect them. Let's debate face to face on live stream. Hell yeah, Mr. Nelson, hell yeah. If anyone wants to debate with me, join my Discord. Justin, if you want to debate me, join my Discord. How old are you? Prostated. How old are you? Well, if you're not going to join the Discord for free, then I can't send you a link to debate. Are you really, or are you just lying? You want me to talk about this, Mr. Nelson? Alright, guys, I might hop off here in a minute. If anyone wants to see me talk about anything specific before I go, because I might be looking for some people to debate in the Discord, we might come on live here. Just depends. No promises. Brass and Beards, if you want to join the Discord. If I bore you, William, then why do you watch every single one of my live streams? Hit that like and subscribe button. Stream more while I can. I'm probably going to stream more soon. Maybe tonight. Or if anyone drops a super chat, I'll keep going for like 10, 20 minutes. Most entertaining! If you think it's entertaining, Zach, show some love. Join the membership or drop a super chat. You're a Muppet! Is that the best you can do? Is that the best you Democrats can do? MAGA, MAGA, MAGA. Who said this was AI? Who said this was AI? That's right, Rick. Super chat, super chat, super chat. Play the video, please. Which video? The one you sent on the Discord? Or what are we talking about? Did you send me a video on Discord? Is that what you want me to play? I'll check my Discord, huh? Okay, cool. Ben Shapiro!
Creating content taking to from members, subscribers who want to know about gerrymandering and the census and what's going on with that and the history and all that stuff. I'm happy to answer your questions, but I'm not staying at the office. I'm going home, so just come with me and I'll explain. So let's talk about the magic of congressional redistricting and apportionment. Yes, I know you're into it. Okay, fine. So here's how it works. Under the Constitution of the United States, the number of congressional districts held by any particular state is dependent on the number of people counted in the U.S. Census for...
Wait, do the Democrats even know what what gerrymandering is? Do any of the Democrats know what gerrymandering is? And also, if you want me to play this to the end, I would appreciate a $5 super chat. But I'll play some of this.
For that particular state. So, for example, if the census finds that there are 2 million people in a given state, then you get a certain number of congressional districts for that population, and that should hold for all the different states, obviously. Now, the question is how those districts get drawn, because you can imagine a situation in which a state with 50% Republican population and 50% Democrat population ends up with 50% Republicans, 50% Democrats. Or you can imagine a situation in which the districts are drawn just so you end up with basically 90% Republicans and 10% Democrats, or vice versa. And it's the latter thing that has happened. So that began in 1812 with a guy named Elbridge Gerry. Okay,
if my voice is so annoying, why have you been watching me for the last hour and just commenting that over and over again? Thank you, wood chipper.
Gerrymandering really should be called gerrymandering. Elbridge Gerry was the Massachusetts governor, and he decided that he was going to draw the districts in a particular way. One of those districts looked like a salamander. Okay, like it was a very weird district on the map, and so people said that it was a gerrymander. Get it? A gerrymander. That's where that comes from. And so, to this day, in most states, you have the state legislature determining exactly what the congressional districts look like. Now, very early on.
Very interesting. Democrats, listen! Most of you don't even know what gerrymandering is.
There was actually no mandate, believe it or not, that every single congressional district represent the same number of people. So while the state as an aggregate was supposed to represent by its congressional number of seats a certain number of people, you could actually have districts that represented
one guy,
thank
you, brother.
That represented 20 people. And over time, that actually happened more and more. So a state would draw districts, and then they just kind of leave the districts. People would move in and out of these various districts, and this became...
Wait, quick thing. Do you think gerrymandering is good or bad, guys? Comment down below. Good or bad gerrymandering?
Increasingly unfair. Also, you'd have situations in which, again, for political reasons, people would be packing people into one sort of district or dispersing them broadly in order to ensure a majority or a minority of a particular type of voter in one district or another. This was basically the rule for a very long time in the United States of America, all the way up until the 1960s. In the 1960s, one particular 1962 Supreme Court case ruled you could actually have judicial oversight of the drawing of these districts. Until then, it was just left to the states. The state...
I'm still waiting, guys. Do you think gerrymandering is good or bad?
It's got to do basically what they wanted. In 1962, there is a ruling by the Supreme Court.
Good or bad?
The judiciary can look at these districts and determine whether they are fair or not. And they did that largely because there had been a move, particularly in the Jim Crow South, to lower the impact of black voting districts. They'd pack all black voters into one district, for example, and then they would spread out white voters over a bunch of different districts. And so you would end up with a 90% black district with one congressperson, and then you'd end up with a bunch of white districts with congresspeople of a different party.
Wait, is gerrymandering racist? Question mark. I think I heard something involving gerrymandering with race.
Party. What this typically meant is that there would be a reduction in the number of Republican seat holders, because remember, Republicans were the party of Reconstruction and the party of black voters for a very long period of time. And then Democrats would basically gerrymander a bunch of Democratic seats in the South. Okay, so in 1962, there is a ruling by the Supreme Court that says that judges can now review the drawing of these districts. In 1964, there's another ruling, and this is the famous one man, one vote ruling, where the courts basically say, once you redraw the districts, and you redraw them typically at least once every 10 years, you have to try and make it so that each district represents an equivalent number of persons. That way you can't have a district that represents one person and one that represents 19 people. And you're going to want to redraw those districts pretty regularly in order to ensure that population movement doesn't obscure the one man, one vote rule. There's also a ruling in this period that suggests that this also applies to state legislatures. So now the state legislatures can't basically be gerrymandered by one party or another. Then there's the Voting Rights Act of 1965, and that says that actually the federal government can do what's called pre-clearance of various gerrymandered maps.
Pre-clearance. Never heard of that.
Particularly in the Jim Crow South. So the idea is the federal government is going to look at all of these states that have historically discriminated against black Americans, and it is going to actually force the states to submit their maps, and then it's going to pre-clear those. Okay, so by 2013, we've now moved beyond that. You don't need pre-clearance for specific states. There's really no evidence that, say, Mississippi is more racist than Massachusetts. And so in 2013, the court says no to that. But of course, the courts do have the ability to still oversee.
Yeah, I remember learning about this in school.
Gerrymandering, this particularly for racial discrimination. So political gerrymandering, the courts have traditionally stayed away from because they say, okay, fine.
The traditional way.
The traditional way. Yeah, no, I heard about this before, and they made it sound extremely racist in school with the way they described it.
40% Republican, all 9 of its Congress people are Democrats. That's really a political problem. That is not really a court problem per se. When it comes to race, the courts obviously are a lot more stringent in trying to ensure that these districts are not being drawn simply to water down particular minority votes. Okay, so that is how gerrymandering traditionally works. What is happening in Texas right now is the Texas state legislature is looking at the maps, and they're saying there are probably a couple more seats, maybe up to 5 more seats that could be created if we gerrymander in a particular way. And there's nothing new about this. There are 2 provisions of the census that come into question here. One is the census itself. It's done every 10 years. They're trying to do essentially a very, very large poll to try and determine what the population is in the various states. They can do that wrong. In 2020, they
What about the illegal immigrants?
actually did do it wrong, and they admitted in 2021 that they had misdone the census, and that meant that there were a certain number of electoral college seats that should have gone to places like Texas and Florida and Arizona that instead ended up in New York and California. In fact, if the 2020 census had been done correctly, because according to the Census Bureau, Donald Trump could have won the 2024 election.
Oh, there's more proof of a rigged election, Democrats.
Without winning any of Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, or Michigan. That's how badly the census was done. So that is issue number 1 with the census. And then there's issue number 2 with the census, and that is, why are illegal immigrants counted in the census? This is a big problem for Republicans, because if you have hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrants, for example, in California, and they're counted in the census, that means California gets additional congressional seats where they really should not have them. Now, this is a big point of legal controversy. Does the 14th Amendment to the Constitution, which sort of redoes who is defined as a person, you'll recall that originally the Constitution, because of slavery, did not classify black Americans as full persons in the legal sense, which of course is morally wrong, but that was the compromise that was come to in order to establish a constitution. The 14th Amendment.
Yeah, morally wrong.
It does away with that and says all persons are to be counted in the census. But there is one exclusion, and that is Indians not taxed, meaning Native Americans who are subject to the jurisdiction of a Native American tribe and therefore are not paying taxes in the United States. Well, should illegal immigrants be counted like, persons of the United States, people who are born here, or people who pay taxes here, or who are subject to our laws, or should they be treated more like Indians not taxed? Now, the courts have traditionally ruled that the census covers all persons, which means illegal immigrants too. President Trump wants to
Yep, that's exactly why they wanted a bunch of illegal immigrants into the country.
Demonstrate through a new census that California, New York, a bunch of left-wing states that have taken in vast numbers of illegal immigrants are getting overcounted in the census, and that we ought to redo that such that American tax-paying citizens, law-abiding citizens, are the ones who have their representation under one man, one vote. So that's what all this controversy is about. Now, if taken to its logical extreme, This could get pretty spicy. I mean, right now, there are approximately 67 Republicans who are in Congress in blue states, and there's something like 39 Democrats.
Oof.
Or in Congress in red states. If gerrymandering were taken to sort of its ultimate extreme, and red states made all of their districts red, and blue states made all of their districts blue, that would radically throw off the balance of power in the Congress of the United States. It would also lead to tremendous political polarization. It does seem like we're headed more and more down that road because both parties have an interest in increased gerrymandering. Both parties have an interest in maximizing the number of seats they hold. The systems are not trusted, and once you lose institutional trust, the next thing that typically happens is that
Yeah, Ben is very smart. He knows his stuff more than most, people on YouTube or people that are into politics.
both sides start trying to exercise as much power as humanly possible. It's been over 10 years since Edward Snowden revealed the U.S.
Well, this is just an advertisement. So I think we're done then. We're finished with it. Unless you want me to play this bullcrap advertisement, but I really ain't up for that. Because he's just, ExpressVPN, yada, 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 yada. How is Ben a moron? Hell yeah, thank you, Mr. Nelson, for, Alan Nelson, for recommending that video to the audience. I think they enjoyed to like it. No one's always right about everything. But guys, I think I'm going to go to bed now. But if anyone out there wants to debate or talk about anything, you can join the Discord. I'll be over there sometimes. But yeah, have a nice night, everyone. I really appreciate it, everyone. And thanks for watching. I hope everyone here hit that like and subscribe button. And have a nice night, guys. I try to admit when I'm wrong, and other people hopefully try to admit when they're wrong as well. Peace out, guys. Love, appreciation, and support for everyone. Have a nice night. Love, peace, prosperity.